that, and we are going to want that. All right, cool beans. Good evening. Who do we have this evening? Whoa, whoa. One more down here. Got to get that one rolling too. All right, who do we have this evening? This evening. We have Leon. What's happening, Leon? Kuhn Kevin Lou. Good evening, MB. Timbo Slice. All right, Timbo Slice. Good evening. Moafit. Okay, Blue Streak. Vang. What's going on, Mr. Vang? Crypto Rich Bitch. Well, alrighty then. Nate the Fishing Guy. Okay, Isaac. James Morrison. Nice. Brent Thomas. Tim. Angela. Okay. Jay Barber. Tim. Len. Gil. Universal. Rich Bruner is in the house. Chris Dealey. Gil, what's going on? MC Banjo, what's happening? All right, Soto 5, good evening. Len, back to learn, missed yesterday. Sorry, dude. Timbo Slice, Brenda, Christian, good evening, Christian. Erico. Hey, James, did you ever make it to Orlando? Yeah, but I went to Orlando a couple of weeks ago. I haven't been to Orlando back yet. I do have to go back a little bit. Kenny, sorry to hear that, brother. The True Fly Man, good evening. How are you? Gil, Len, Tim, Brenda, Scarlett, Randy, Tim Bauer, Taz, Suave Sawaga, Mike Miller Jr. All right, so good evening, everyone. Oh, wait a second. I gotta get this streaming thing done. Alrighty, and that's going. Lovely. Alrighty. So Derek, JK, Ogie Watchers. Ogre Watches? I don't know. Fawad, Joe, Harry, OG Crypto. Cool beans. Can we check NVIDIA? Len, why do we want to check NVIDIA? You've been here long enough. Why would I want to look at NVIDIA? NVDA. Okay, NVIDIA is really not on my list. Okay, Len, it's not on my list. Okay, the high is 210. The bottom, 90. Okay, last year, she's at 110. Jumps up to 130, drops to 90, shoots up to 210. Now we're sitting at 180. Okay, I don't like it. The numbers are absolutely horrible. Is this your twin brother? I thought it was kind of funny. I said I figured put it on there. MBIA. Let's check that one out. Hold on a second. All right, MBIA. What the heck is MBIA? MBIA. Municipal Bond Inflation Protection FD Retail Class. Can't find that symbol. So, no, it's not a stock. It's not a dividend stock. So why are we looking at it? MBAI. Okay. Hell no. That was quick, wasn't it? Mama, what's happening? Dr. Dev. You like that, Doc? Okay, Jack Ricey, you got to give me the ticker symbol, brother. Rip Johnson wants to take a look at Sound, S-O-U-N. I don't know why you want to look at this thing. Okay. She's dropping. Look, the high's here at 22. Now we're down to 826. Look, it just keeps on going lower and lower and lower. 30 days ago, we're at 11. We shoot up to 1250. Now we're at 826. If you really like it, just wait for the bottom to show up. Once the bottom shows up, she's going to turn around and go up. Because that's all stocks do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. You look younger. Thank you there, Doc. Ahmed, what's going on? Universal wants to take a look at AVGO. Broadcom. We got the high. We got the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. Not this week. She's dropping. Netflix. Ooh, Naples me. NFLX. Interesting. Another bottom of the year. We thought it was low yesterday. Today, even lower. Let's zoom into that. Look at that. Down, up, down. We thought it was going to turn around, but no. She keeps on dropping. The ticker RYCEY. R-Y-C-E-Y. R-Y-C-E-Y. Rolls-Royce Holdings. No dividend. I mean, no options. No thank you. Sorry. Can you do PayPal? P-Y-P-L. I don't know why they don't have any dividends. Look at that big drop. That baby dropped like a rock, didn't it? Well, let's take a gander. Why did it do that? Look at your last 30 days. Okay? Here's your last 30 days. 60 bucks. Now we're down to 40. That's a $20 drop. A $20 drop on a $60 stock is 33%. So she just dropped 33% and this big, huge gap down. Now, gaps have a tendency to fill. So in the next few weeks, this baby's going to find a bottom, turn around, fill this gap, if that's what you're looking for. Kenny, you wrecked your dirt bike. Oh, dude, sorry to hear that. Broke my wrist and arm. You got to be careful of those dirt bikes, dude. I had a dirt bike ever since I was, oh my God, hold on a second. I'm on my first dirt bike. 1976, 1977, somewhere in that area. Got my first dirt bike. Oh, a Honda XL100. Oh, what I had fun with that thing. All right. Buck-eyed Tree, Ohio. Good evening. Naples me. SanDisk. SNDK. SNDK. SanDisk. Hell no. Okay, dude, I have no intention whatsoever buying anything at the high. Why are the screen flipped on TikTok? Uh-oh. Sorry. I forgot to do it. There we go. Give me a second. SMCI. Oh, hell no. You got to check out the dividends on SMCI. Knitterfit. SMCI. Sit tight. Let's get out of here for a second. Come on. SMCI. Now, I have a few minor rules. Just a few minor rules. That's all. Okay, Dev, good evening. Up, down, what's going on? Okay, DB880. We'll take a look at Apple in a little bit, so sit tight. Knitterfit. Okay, SMCI. You want to see SMCI? Here it is right here. Now, what I want to look at, anytime I look at a stock, I want to make sure that it's profitable. So to find out if it's profitable or not, we got to look at historical data. So let's go take a look. Now, if you are going to be investing, you really need to have access to a financial website. I use Yahoo Finance. It's free. Okay, FinBin. Give me a few minutes and I'll take a look at OKLO. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a no. But we'll look at it anyway. All right, so historical performance. Historical numbers. I want to look at just the dividends and I want to see all of them. Now, the reason I want to look at dividends, besides the fact that this is a dividend investing channel, and that's what we do here, we invest in dividend stocks, I want to look and see how profitable the companies are. So I look at the historical performance of the dividends. Okay, Knitterfit, do you see this? SMCI, there are no dividends. So if you can explain to me why you would come to a channel that is specifically geared to dividend stocks, why would you ask me to take a look at a stock that has no dividends? Think about it. The name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. The subtitle, Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. So if it has no dividends, why are we looking at it? Okay? FinBin, OKLO. Oh boy. Okay, OKLO. OKLO. Lovely. Having a little bit of issues with the computers. Yep, it's on my list for this week to get a new computer this week. All right. Jack, Ricey's the ticker we just looked at a little bit ago. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Dev. Hugo, you want to take a look at SOFI? Okay, take a look at SOFI. All right, is this thing working yet? Nope. I also need to reverse the camera here. All right, Alexander, if you know how to do it, you let me know. Because apparently everybody says, you got to reverse your camera. But not a single person tells me how to do it. Other than the obvious, where you go into the settings of the phone and you put in mirror the camera. Besides that, how do you do it? Because that doesn't work. Okay, OKLO. All right, here we go, OKLO. Here's the top, here's the bottom. Here's where it was, here's where it is. Look, it's down, up, down. Now she's turning around right there. Let's zoom into OKOLO. All right, DB 880. I told you I'll get to that in a minute. Just sit tight. All right, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down. Now she's turning around. Now, could this be the bottom? Yesterday. Could yesterday be the bottom? It could be, but how do we know? Now, we won't know until tomorrow and the next day, because yesterday, Monday, was a 30-day bottom. Today is just a little bit higher than yesterday. So stocks go up until they're done. And then stocks go down until they're done. And then they turn around and go back up again. This right here could be an indicator that this is getting ready to turn around. So let's take a look at OKLO and see what the numbers look like. Okay. Okay, he said it's not profiting yet. All right, so we're going to just bypass that. We're not going to keep up at it. Jeff, how's it going? Ray wants to take a look at PKG. What PKG? PKG. Packing Corporation. Sorry, dude. Who came up with that one? PKG? Who came up? All right, there you go. Ray. PKG has monthly February, March, April, July. So those are months of the year. And there's only 12 of them. So if I invest in a stock to have 12 monthly options, I'm only going to get 12 to 24%. And that just doesn't work for me. I like weekly options only. No Name. Ooh, Colleen. Good evening, Miss Colleen. No Name wants to take a look at Pfizer. PFE. Uh-oh, what happened there? Now, I got this old saying. If you don't take your profits when your profits show up, don't be surprised if the market maker takes it away from you and gives you nothing. That's what happened right here. So let's zoom in and take a little closer look at it. Okay, here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 25. We shoot up to 26.80, back up, and then we just gap down today. So it goes from 25 to 26, which is only about an 8% increase. And then she dropped down today. So we're sitting at 23.77 at the moment. I would like to see something different. Ken Ray. Only dividends. Yes, absolutely. Think about it. Naples, May. Okay, think about it. The name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. Also, dividend investing for weekly cash flow. So we're looking at dividend stocks and we're specifically searching for a 1% per week return on a good quality dividend stock. Also specifically, those companies that have been consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. That's 20 years, 10, 20. So I like companies that are consistently profitable because if it did it last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, for the last 2 decades, more than likely it's going to do it again this year and next year and the year after. That's what I'm looking for. Companies that are consistently profitable. Nighthawk wants to take a look at Chevron. Give me a minute, we'll get to that one. All right. Paraseta, good evening. Ricey's the ticket. We're going to look at that one. We got that one. Hugo, SOFI has no dividends. Len, Chevron, CVX. Oh, come on, Len. You know the rules. I don't want to see anything that's at the high of the year. What kind of trade can we do with something that's at the high of the year? Because tomorrow it could go higher. It could go lower. What do you want to do? I want to stay away from stuff like this. The bottom of the year right there. We missed our opportunity. TY, Plains All-American, PAA. Interesting. Check that out right there. Okay. The high, 21. The low, 15. Back up, back down, back up. Look at this run here. From 15.50 to 20. That's $5. $5 on a $15 stock. Look at this. $15. And it jumps up $5. That is a 33% gain. Well, of course there's going to be profit taken. Is that enough profit taken? Probably not, but let's zoom in. There it is right there. Okay, from the bottom to the top, gaps down. Now that gap filled. Can it keep going? It can, but is that what you want to do? Okay, the high is here. How much higher can it actually go before they have profit taken again? The gap is already filled. That gap right there, it already filled. So we're missing on that opportunity. CJ Benj, GSK. What is that? GSK. Hell no. Come on, dude. Why would we want to buy something at the high of the year? That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, CJ, doesn't make any sense. Elliot, Netflix. Did we look at it already? NFLX. Yeah, we did. We already looked at Netflix. It's at the bottom of the year. It's dropping. Okay, Matt Joyce, good evening. Nighthawk, Caterpillar. Ooh, Dividend King, Caterpillar. Hell no. I don't buy at the high of the year. Come on, you guys. Give us something to work with. Okay, I got a couple of simple rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't know and you don't understand. So my assumption would be, if you want me to look at something, you know it and you understand it, if it's at the high of the year, why the hell are you showing it to us? The opportunity's come and gone. If it has no dividends, why are you sharing it with us? If it has no options, why are we looking at it? Time to delete. So, sunglasses look good on you, thank you. Finbin, just bought 2 shares of Yum. Okay. I'm just wondering, did you decide to ride that ABV bull today? I didn't buy anything today. Damn. Thank you there, Cud. Sold 1 contract on ABV and collected a premium of $5.97. Cool beans, dude. Nice. I'll be expecting a postcard. Hey, it's the rich dad next door. Became a number 8 fan. Cool beans. Chris wants to take a look at Nike. Gotta love Nike. Dev, how's it going? Okay, let's take a look at Nike, NKE. Damn. We haven't had a good pick at all. Look at this gap. That gap was a couple of weeks ago, but it filled. Look, big drop. Now it filled. Now she's going back down again. Okay, that gap filled, that gap filled, that gap filled, that gap filled, that one filled, that filled, that filled, and that one filled. Every single gap on Nike filled. Unfortunately, Nike's not a good pick for today. Look at the last 30 days. 30-day bottom, shoots up, now she's dropping again, looking for a new bottom, if you like it. Now, I like Nike, so we're going to put Nike on the list for next week. I should have written the other ones down too because they look pretty good. All right. Nike. Uh-oh, it's almost time to retire this book. I keep writing down them every day. All right, what do we have next? Boom, 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 boom. Scarlett just got #1 badge. Thank you there, Miss Scarlett. GD, oh, GD wants to take a look at Hertz. HTZ, I bought some Hertz today. I did. Look what happened. That's nice. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Are we ready? A year ago, we're at $4. We dropped down to 250. Spiked up to 950. Now it's dropping down to 516. Well, let's look at the last 30 days. Because if you think about it, the 1-year chart just gives us the idea where's the high, where's the low, and where is everything going. Okay, the 90-day chart just gives us this right here. Okay, here's the 90-day. The high, the low, where was it, where is it? Look at what it's done. Up, down, sideways, up, down. Now she's turning right there. Remember I say look for the bottom? Well, the bottom is right there, and it's turning around. So let's zoom into that a little closer. 30-day bottom. Friday. Monday was higher. Tuesday was higher. Let's look at the 5s. The 5s are going for 17 cents a share. But here's the thing, okay? Sit tight. We're going to look at this right here for a second. A minor issue that I have with Hertz, okay? It's at 518. So if we do the 5s, we're going to get barely 1%. Maybe not. But look at this. One strikeout, it's 3 cents. It's less, it's almost half. Then it goes to 1, then it goes to 0, 0, 0, 0. See, I don't like it when it does that. So we're going to bypass this week, and we're going to go to next week. And next week, look at this. If I buy it here and I sell it here, I'm going to collect 33 cents, which is going to give me 2 or 3%. So let's do that one instead, because after all, tomorrow is Wednesday. It probably doesn't mean anything to you until I explain what it means. Okay? Now, what I'm doing here is buying a good quality stock and selling somebody the rights to buy it from me using a weekly option. Now, a weekly option goes from Monday until Friday, for me anyway. Because if I'm buying on Monday and I'm selling on Friday, well, this week, Monday and Tuesday are already gone. So if I got 5 days, Monday's gone, Tuesday's gone, I got 3 days left. I'm not going to get 1% for just 3 days. So I'm going to look at next week, and next week is the 13th of February. So let's take a look at Hertz for the 15th of February, 13th of February. The 5 right there. Let's take a look. Now, I don't want to do 10 contracts. I just want to do one. That way you get a good idea what one looks like. All right. All right, let's check this out. You ready? We're going to buy one covered call. 13 February. That's next Friday. Not this Friday. Next Friday. Not enough time this week. We only got 3 days left this week. That's it. The $5 call option against the stock. Here's my profit. $20 for one contract. But wait a second. One contract is only $480. So let's do a little bit of math and see what that looks like. All right, so we need the calculator to figure out the rate of return. Anytime you want to figure out the rate of return, well, if you can do it in your head, great. All right, profit is $20. The investment, $480. That gives me a rate of return. Are you ready for this? 4.1%. But it's for a week and a half. It's not for 1 week, it's for a week and a half, 10 days. Okay, fine. I'm going to save this one. Okay. At 4.1. All right, we're going to save this one, 4.1. Because it just makes sense. But do you like Hertz? That's a big question. Here we go. By one covered call, Hertz, HTZ. 13 February 26. That means this option contract is going to expire at 3:59 p.m. on the 13th of February. That's next Friday. We're going to do the $5 call option. Well, look at the stock price, $4.98. And I'm going to sell it for $5. So I'm buying it at $4.98, selling it for $5, making a $20 profit, but it's only $480 for one contract. Well, at $480, maybe I can get 50 contracts. That'll be nice. Anyway, we're going to save this one. And we're going to put a 4.1. 4.1. Yeah, gotta love it. I like 4.1. All right, Terry wants to take a look at NBIS. NBIS. What the heck is that? No, the only reason I say that is I've been trading for about 30 years. There's certain stocks I know right off the top of my head, and a lot of them I have no clue. All right, this is one of those. I got no clue what NBIS is. NBIS. Nubius Group. Okay. What the hell is Nubius Group? It's got nice premiums. Look at those premiums. Nice. I love those. Okay, we're at $89.95. The 90 is going for $6.85. That's about 6%. But do you want to buy NBIS? Do you know who they are? Do you know what they do? Is it someplace you feel good about putting your money? Think about it, because this is your money we're talking about. Okay, we already did Caterpillar. Okay, so let's keep taking a look. So here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. All right, so we're about $30. Drop down to 20. Shoot up from 20, it shoots up to 140. Drops to 80, back to 110. Now we're at 90. Okay. Does that sound like something you like? Well, let's check out the numbers. The last 30 days. Here we go. The 30-day high, the 30-day low, where we are, where we were, where we are. Look at this. Up, down, now she's going up. Okay, Friday was the bottom. Monday higher, Tuesday higher. If she opens up higher tomorrow, that's where I jumped in. Buckeye Tree, Ohio. I think you're mentally. Oh, I like your mentality. Oh, thank you, Buckeye. I think I read it wrong first. All right. Independent view, sit tight. Honda, you actually got to give me the ticker symbol for Honda. I really don't know what it is, but I think it's a monthly. I don't think we've ever bought Honda. All right, so I like the way this looks. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. This is exactly what I'm looking for. You guys look for what you want, but this is what I'm looking for. 30-day high, drops to a 30-day bottom. Now it's turning around, going back up. We got yesterday and we got today. So now it's at $89.95. The 90's going for almost $7. Well, that works for me. Okay, so let's check this one out. Okay, covered call. The 90 right there. One contract. Let's do this. Here we go. Buy one covered call, 13 February, the 90 call option against the stock, 712. 712 is the profit. 8,200 is the investment. if you like NBIS. What do they do? What do they make? I have no idea. But do you like it? Somebody likes it because somebody wanted me to take a look at it. Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, if the profit is 712 for one contract, and one contract is costing us 8,200, that comes to a grand total of 8.5% for a week and a half. I don't know about you, but do you like NBIS? We're going to save this one. Let's check it out. 8.5. Wow. There it is. There it is. By one covered call, NBIS. 13 February 26th. That's next Friday. The $90 call option. See what the price of the stock? $89.63. That's pretty close to $90. So if I buy it at $89.63, sell it for $90, I can collect $712 for one contract. One contract's going to cost me $8,200 if I like NBIS. It's always a catch, isn't there? Do I like this one? I don't know. All right, let's go backwards. $8.6. That is the absolute highest one I've ever seen so far doing this. 8.6. That's just crazy. If you like it. Now remember, it's not a tip. It's not a suggestion. It's merely an observation. Somebody asked me to take a look at it. I looked at it. I punched in the numbers, and that's what it says. Okay. So I told you DB880. We'll take a look at Apple. Let's take a gander at it. Apple. You are the apple of my eye. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Apple. AAPL. Hell no. Wasn't that quick? Right to the point? Okay, it goes from 244 up to 272. It doesn't make any sense to jump into it now. Look at it. The bottom was 3 weeks ago. Now she shot up. So the profit already came and went. We missed the boat on that one. Maybe 2 weeks from now. Let's write Apple down for 2 weeks. Because it usually takes about 2 weeks for it to retrace. Let's keep going. Sorry about that, dude. I like Apple, I do. But I don't ever buy anything at the high. The high's right there. No, I don't buy at the high. Wait for it to pull back. When it pulls back, turns around, then do it. Ruben! NBITS at 8%. NBITS at 8%. What are the correct letters for this symbol? NBIS, NBIS. I don't know if it's the right one. Is it the right one? NBIS. No. NBIS, NBIS is Nubius. NBITS, I have no idea what that what that ticker symbol is. Hold on. All right. Independent View wants to take a look at Honda. H-O-N. Nope, H-O-N is Honeywell. I don't know what Honda is. Finbin, can you do your look at Yum? Now, Yum Brands used to be, hell no. Finbin, sorry, dude, I don't do monthlies. February, March, April, June, July, September, December, January. I don't do monthlies. I can only trade them once a month, and am I getting 12 to 24%? Yeah, no thanks. I prefer 50 to 100%. Sorry, it's the same amount of effort, but I prefer weekly cash flow, not monthly. Okay, Jen, good evening. CDR. Loskin, okay, CDR wants to take a look at Oracle, ORCL. Now, I actually have some Oracle. Not looking very good for me because it's down 154. Actually dropped again today. Not a good thing, but here's the thing. If you like Oracle, just give it a few more days. It'll find the bottom. Look, going from 210, now we're at 154. That's $60. That's almost 30%. Almost a 30% drop. How low is it going to go before she turns around? I'd like to know because I actually have some of it. So it doesn't look like an opportunity this week, but it looks like it could be an opportunity for next week. So let's write it down for next week because the bottom is going to show up. Going to show up. It always does. ORCL. Next. Thank you, Jen. Thank you there, Buckeye. Core. Kelby. Now is that PII or PLL? Never mind, it's a monthly. Okay, that works for me. Benjamin. EETH. Benjamin, I never heard of that. Hell no. Not even worth looking at, dude. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work. Oscar and Gremlin. How are you today? Thank you there, Oscar and Gremlin. Okay, Benjamin, my thoughts on EETH. I don't do monthly options. There's a difference between weekly options and monthly options. I just don't do monthly options because they just don't pay enough for me. Sorry. Sorry. Ken Ray wants to take a look at Kimberly Clark. Ooh, now that's a good one. Kimberly Clark. And take a look at the numbers. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Now it's going back up again. We found the bottom a couple of weeks ago. Now it's rolling up. The 177, the 101s are going for 165. That's a hell yeah. Kimberly Clark's over 100 years old. And it also has 5 decades. That's a half of a century of increased profits. Half a century. That's a lot. Huh. Kaz Castellofo. Good evening. No dividends on NBIS, though, right? No dividends. Nope. Okay, so Kimberly Clark, Ken Ray. Let's take a look. The last 30 days. Here we go. The last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 102. We dropped down to 96, shoot up to 103, drop down to 98. Here's your new bottom. 1, 2, 3. 3 days to the upside. We're at $100.77. And the 101s look great. I mean, look at it. Shoots up, pull back. Now she's going up again. It just makes sense. Follow the bouncing ball. Bouncy, chouncy, bouncy, flouncy, fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. Okay, 101. So let's take a look at the 101s on this one. 101, there we go. There we go, and here we go. By one covered call, Kimberly Clark, 13 February. The 101 call options. Now, the reason we're doing the 101s is because the stock is at $100.77. It's almost at 101. So why the hell not? NBIS is what I needed. I just could not see the screen. All righty. Ruben, how you doing today, Ruben? Hopes everything's going well for you. All right, we already looked at Apple. Also need to reverse the camera. Yep, got that one. I'm well. How you doing? Lovely. I'm good. Just a bit frustrated with the down markets. Have a lot of down stocks that just don't want to pull up. That's where you have to be a little bit more creative with your covered calls. Move them down a little bit. Get them closer to where the action is so you have some kind of cash flow coming in. I'm carefully selling covered calls under price points. Keep an eye on them. Make sure you're always looking at them. Uh-oh. Admina Root. Hi, from Iran. The Iranian regime killed 50,000 people in Iran after shutting down the internet. Okay. Now, I'm not quite sure why you're telling us, but, you know, is what it is. Yep, I feel you. Please be careful. I have been selling long-dated calls, so I break even in case they turn around and get exercise. Also, never sell below cost. Well, see, Dev, I do sell below cost, but you got to remember, I look at my stuff twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, just so that I know exactly what's going on with my positions. And if it gets a little uncomfortable, I always set an alert. An alert goes right to my computer, which goes right to my phone, which goes right to my email. So I get contacted if the stock goes against me in any way, shape, or form. It's always a good idea. All right, let's get comfortable here for a second. Let's see what kind of questions we got. Look at TSLA. Woohoo! All right, we did that one. Francisco, how you doing? Lemons, how are you? Dusty! What a drop today, dude. TQQQ? Hell no, dude. Have you even looked at the numbers for the TQQQ? Probably not. Nobody ever does. They say, look at this, look at that. Yeah, I've looked at it many times. I wouldn't put my money in TQQ. Hell, I wouldn't even put your money in TQQ. Okay, let's take a look. How profitable is TQQQ? All right. See, I got a major problem here. Who said TQ? All right, there. Dusty. Dusty, you ready for this? Look. 2014. Okay. 0.0002. You're going to have a million of these just to make some kind of dent. Because what is that? Okay, that's 1 1/10, 1 100th, 1 1,000th, 2 100,000th. You need 100,000 shares just to get 2 cents. 100,000 shares to get 2 cents. That's crazy. Anyway, nothing in 2016, nothing in 2017, nothing in 2020, nothing in 2021. And then look at the numbers. The highest dividend is 7 cents, 7.5 cents. Ow. All right, and then it went up to, okay, it goes from 6.4 to 6.9 to 11 to 10 to 14 to 11 to 13 to 9 to 10 to 4.9. No. Dude, this thing's not profitable. Why the hell would you put your money there? Well, I mean, I was reading questions. So, no to TQQ. I don't know who came up with that one. All right. There you go. Dusty. Sorry, dude. Those numbers look horrible. Do you collect precious metals? No, I don't. Because they don't give you any rate of return on a weekly basis. Kaz Castolfo. TSLA, huh? TSLA. TSLA. Okay. Here we go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. It's at 421. Why do I want to buy something that's dropping? Look at the chart. The chart tells you exactly what's happening. Okay? It's going down. So I'm going to say no. Sorry. Moonstone. What's happening, Moonstone? No dividends on NBIS, though. Nope. Nolan, Seagate, STX, Seagate. Hell no. Come on. Don't you understand when I say don't buy something you don't understand? Nolan, if you know what Seagate was doing, why are you showing us something that's at the high of the year? There's no buying opportunity there. There's no never mind. Never mind. Mimster. David, how about Marvel? MRVL. I do have some Marvel, by the way, and it's going to be a no this week. Look what we got. It's dropping. Zoom in the last 30 days. That don't look any better. Okay, wait. If you really like it, wait for the bottom. What's wrong with Netflix? What did I say was wrong with Netflix? NFLX. Oh, you mean what's wrong with Netflix? I don't know. Can you see that? It was at 110. Now it's at 79. Okay, can you see that? That's a $30 drop. Almost 20%. Actually, it is 20%. It was almost 25%. Yeah, no. Nope. What stock is this? That was Netflix. Mimster set the gold boxing gloves. Thank you there, Mimster. Brittany, BFS. What the heck is BFS? Sol Center Inc. REIT. Sorry, no. Mimster, I don't do currencies, and I don't do commodities. Thank you there, Fitz. David Schreck, what about ABAT? ABAT. American Battery. Interesting. I got a minor problem with this. Who came up with that one? David. Okay, I got a minor problem with this, David. Here's my minor problem. If this thing was $1 back in April, okay, April, $1, shoots up to 11, now we're at 4. Explain to me, okay, if it's at $1 in April, you honestly think this thing has 2 decades? That's 20 years of profits? I don't think so. Lumdog, what's happening, man? Alex, you like that? I thought that was cool. Whoa, I was not expecting that. Uh-oh, where is that one? There we go. Foo-foo. I was not expecting the beard thing. I thought that was kind of cool. Said, all right, let's leave it there. I bought Apple at 130. Oh. AAPL. You bought it at 130. Now it's at 269. I can't. Okay, Sean, be 100% honest with you, dude. I cannot tell you what to do. I mean, I could tell you what to do, but I'm not going to. Okay, I know nothing about you. Okay, and if it goes up, you're going to be bitching and moaning. I sold it when it was low. Now it's going no. And if it goes down, I should have sold it. It's a 50-50 shot, dude. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Sean, and see if you can grasp this. Okay, you ready? Number one. It's not a profit until you take it. Number two, nobody ever went broke taking profits. So whether you take that profit or not, that's a you thing. I can't tell you to do that. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to because I don't know you. You want to talk about it? Send me your number. I'll give you a call. By the way, on that topic, okay, if you get a text, an email, an Instagram, a Telegram, a Snapchat, anything like that from me, yeah, that ain't me. Sorry, I don't do that. You want to have a conversation with me, do it old school style. Basically, send me your number and I will call you. Me personally will call you on the phone. Okay, either go to the website, book a call there on the calendar, or just leave your phone number in the an email, a DM, and I'll call you. Okay, other than that, you get a chance of being scammed. Because I don't do texts, I don't do emails, I don't do any of that stuff. Okay, Dusty, we already looked at TQQQ, and I gave you my opinion of TQQQ. Hell no, brother. This thing's not consistently profitable, and it has gaps in its profitability. What was the one before Apple? I don't remember. Sorry. Greg, what's happening? K-Jack, what's going on? Mindy, good evening, Mindy. OG Reggie. OG Reggie. That's the line I just left off on. There it is. What do Coca-Cola look like? Hell no. Come on, Reggie. If you done Coca-Cola before, okay, it's at the high of the year. Why would I possibly want to buy Coca-Cola at the high of the year? Is Adobe already at the bottom? Okay, was it ADB? ADBE. Okay, Adobe. Don't know, brother. Don't know. Check that out. Okay, we gapped down today, got a new bottom right here. 30 days ago, we're way up here, 360. Now we're at 270. That's a $90 drop. $90. Hey, Dr. Dev, the wonderful thing about tickers is tickers are a wonderful thing. The tops are made of the rubber, the bottoms are made of the springs. A bouncy, 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 flouncy, fun, 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 fun. Not expecting that. Sean, we did Apple already. Duggo, hey James. If I don't see you tomorrow, and if she's still with us, tell your mom happy birthday. I went down there this evening, because today's her birthday. We're sitting out on the porch. She had a little, one of those fire pits on the deck. Small one. We're just sitting there in the fire having cake, and just sitting and chilling. That's it. But I'm not quite sure, Duggo, if she's going to remember who you are. What else we got? Adobe, we looked at that one. Bennett Hard 2. Okay. Not quite sure what that means, but all right. Black Lab Love, MIL. What is that? MIL. Big Bank. No options. No, thank you. Ali's Delicious Gyros. Ali, way to go. TN, what do we got? We had a gyro the other day. No options. Sorry, dude. No. Kiana Daniela. How are you? Jaws wants to take a look at Realty. Oh, no. I don't do monthly options. I told you that before. I don't do monthly options. Weekly options only. Ali, Delicious Gyros, Micron, MU. Hell no. I don't buy anything at the high, brother. That's at the high of the year. No, thank you. Dusty, needed TQQ to be roasted for a minute. Okay. I have its bad. Tari there, dude. You bought puts on it? Good to go. Enza! Should I stay in it? Enza? I'm terribly sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens in front of me. Okay, questions, 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 and questions. So when you say something, you got to say the complete sentence so I understand what it is. Or you got to put it in there fast really twice so I know what you're talking about. So, should I stay in it? I have no idea which one you're talking about. Tick, tick, tock. Thoughts on the stock ET Energy Transfer? That's a hell no. I don't even have to look at it. All right, Black Lab Love, MIL. We already looked at that. Cancel Farms. Ooh. MLI. MLI. What is MLI? MLI. Hell no. 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't do the high of the year. And number 2, I don't do monthlies. Rust Belt Hobby. TXO. What the hell is TXO? TXO Partners. Hell no. SD8. Tick Tick Talk. Seagate. Stacy Jillian. How are you today? Seagate. We already looked at Seagate. Sorry. Hey, James Fines. Okay. Starbucks. SBUX. Ooh, now that looks interesting. Okay, Dev, yeah, please be careful if you're selling long-dated calls. So the break even in case they turn around and get exercise. Also, never sell below cost. I'm gonna agree with you there, Dev. Way to go. Never sell for a loss. Woohoo! Way to go, Dev. Based on what you're picking based on what you are picking stocks. It's hacking. I have no idea what that means. Based on what you are picking stocks. That makes no sense. Okay, DB, we already did Apple. Okay, Grimfrost, 96. We already did NVIDIA. We already did Tesla. All three of them were no, no, no. Dev, you guys need to vet your tickers before you suggest them. Thanks, Dev. Hey, Dev, you know what? You're here long enough also. You know, if you want, I can give you the moderator position also. So you and Up Down can moderate people. So for those that just keep repeating themselves and come up with nonsense, just quickly say, no, we don't do that. That way we don't have to be bogged down by all these questions. Forget NLR, not enough options. Okay. Kent, U4R. Okay, I like it, Nike. I like Nike too. Dividends, thank you, Kenny. Jenny Filling, how are you? George, hi, I'm watching you from New York. What about Vanguard Investments? How does that work? George, you actually got to give me the ticker symbol because all tickers are different. In Vanguard, they're highly marketed. You know what that means? That means they take you, rip your mouth open, and ram stuff down your throat. Not really the greatest stuff in the world. Okay? No, don't get me wrong. It's great for some people. But you really have to ask yourself the question, what is it that I want out of my investing? Do I want to sit in front of the computer all day? There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people do it. Bit 2, we'll get to those in a minute, all right? Sit tight. Sit tight. Okay, sit tight for a second. I got questions down here. Top Tick Tom. Cool name. Your camera needs to be inverted, mirrored setting. All right, Tom, you ready? Tom, chill. Watch this. There's a reverse button right here on the screen, and I'm going to press it, and you tell me what you think. All right, ready? Here we go. There you go. What do you think, Tom? No, you don't like that? You told me to invert the camera. I just did. Okay, you make it sound like I've never done this before. Okay, I got 1,600 videos on YouTube. Trust me, it's a YouTube thing. If there's a way to invert the camera, please let me know. Something that someone else has not already told me. And trust me, I've been told a lot of stuff how to reverse the camera. None of them's worked. Sorry, everything is mirrored. Yeah, I got that. The YouTube streaming app will not allow him to fix it. Thank you, Dev. I don't know how many times, but his camera, nope, it's not my camera either. And it's not, it's an iPhone. An iPhone has 3 cameras on it. 1 in the front, 2 in the back. The one in the front is called a selfie cam. And they don't allow you to invert it. So you're stuck with everything being backwards. And when you upload to YouTube, you're stuck. Never mind, it just doesn't work. What do we have over here? Oh, I missed some. I missed some. All right. We looked at TXO. That's a no. We already looked at Seagate. Hey, James finds Starbucks. Starbucks actually looks kind of interesting. Okay? Now, the reason I'm saying it looks interesting, the top is here, bottom's here. She drops, shoots back up, back down, goes sideways for a bit, shoots back up, and then she's turning around right here. So let's zoom into that and see what that looks like. All right, so here's our last 30 days. Take a good look and see if it makes sense. Okay? She drops, there's the bottom. Shoots up, there's the top. You get to the top, you got your profit taken. Now it's turning around, going back up. We're at 93. If I did the 93, I could pick up 2% for next week. Katie, I can't take him seriously with this filter. Sorry, Katie. Running gold. Did I miss something? I came up with 4% on NBIS. Do take a good look at NBIS. No, take a seriously good look at it. Go in, if you're okay with it, fine, but take a good look. Okay. Foo-foo, if it's approaching your strike price, which is below your cost price, do you roll up? Do you roll out, up, or both? Okay, foo-foo, it's going to be a numbers game. Basically, what did I buy it for? What did I sell against it? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going? Okay, you also got to remember the numbers. Okay, so if the bottom is here and it looks like it's going up, we go from 86 to 98. You're at 98 from 86. 86 to 98, that's 12 bucks. 86 to 98 is 12 bucks. You think it's still going to go up? Probably not. A little tiny pullback and it shoots up. Well, now you get your profit taking. Bottom's out here. Now she's turning around and going back up again. Because it already took all the profits, now it's going back up. That's what stocks do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. All right. Let's take a look at the 93s for Starbuckies. I like Starbuckies. I do. Okay, the 93 right there. Okay, can you see the 93 right there? We're going to do just one contract. Okay, right here, one. I'm going to come over here, hit confirm and send, and then we're going to read it. Read it out loud to make sure what you're doing you agree with. Now, if you can't see it, I'm going to blow it up a little bit more, but buy Starbucks, 13 February, the 93 call option, 195 is the profit, 9,000 is the investment. Let's take a gander and see what the numbers look like. Okay, the profit, 195. Well, we're going to divide that by the investment because you can't get a rate of return unless you put something in. So it's like a Coke machine. You're not going to get a Coke until you put something in. It's like a relationship. If you don't put in some effort, it's going to disappear on you. Anyway, 195, I'm going to divide that by our investment, which is $9,105. That comes to 2.1%. My goal is 1% a week. Because think about it. 1% every single week comes to 50% per year. Or more if you can, depending on how it works out for you. But that's what I like. I like 1% a week. It's simple, it's easy, it's predictable, it's consistent. Live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendations and is restricted. Okay, let's appeal that. I'm appealing it because I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I've been doing the same thing for 2 years. Anyway, 2.1%. Let's save this one because I like 2.1%. And it's Starbucks. We Americans have a bad addiction to coffee. Coffee, cigarettes, alcohol. I come up with a bunch more, but I prefer not to say it. Here we go, Starbucks. Is that big enough? Look at that, big enough. One covered call, Starbucks. 13 February, that's next Friday. The 93 call option. So if I buy the stock 92.36, I sell it 93, I'm making 195 on each contract that I buy. Or sorry, each contract. Well, that's 2.1% for 10 days. 10 days is tomorrow morning until next Friday. Well, that works for me. $2.1. All right, we got 3. We got to come up with 2 more. 2.1. Come on, we're going to do 5 a day. We got 2 more to come up with. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Camp Roads. You can try co-hosting with another creator to make your live more fun and let viewers get to know you. How about no? Sorry, I don't play very well with others, especially those I have no clue who they are. Uh-oh. Camp Road wants to take a look at DHI. Isn't that DH Horton? DHI? Is it DH Horton? Oh, let's find out. DHI. DR Horton. Okay. Okay. So, DR Horton doesn't look that bad. Okay, the top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 153.84. We can do the 152.50 for 420. That's a nice little number. If you like DR Horton or DH Horton. No, it's DR Horton. Dr. Horton, as in Horton, here's the who. We're here, we're here, we're here. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. Now she's going up again. Does it make sense? Do you like DR Horton? Let's do this one. 152.50s. Let's do this. Let's do this. 152.50s. There we go. That's weird. Oh, these numbers aren't going to come out right. Okay, here we go. By one covered call, 13 February, 152.50, 327, 15,000. What number is that? Well, let's take a quick gander. 327 is the profit. The investment is 14,000. Oh, 15,000. Close enough. Another one, 2.1%. If you like D.H. Horton, Dr. Horton. D.H. Horton. Let's go save this one. Come on, where are you? There it is. There it is. By one covered call, DHI, 13 February, 152.50. The stock is currently at 148. We're going to sell the 152s, and we're going to collect 327. Going to cost us 15,000. That's 2.1% for a week and a half. Ooh, 2.1. We got one more to go, right? Yep, one more. One more. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we got a question right here. Ruben. Hi, hey James, thanks for asking. I'm doing marvelous, but I had a couple of stocks that got assigned. During the last week of March. That was last year. I would like to have walked through my trade history for those 3 assigned stocks to help me see if you can determine where I went wrong. You know what? Ask me tomorrow morning just after we do the live show, before we sign off. Say, James, can we look at this? And we'll look at it tomorrow morning. Your strategy is really amazing. I am still a novice, but the potential is simply tremendous. Thank you there, dude. All right. So we finished with that one. What do we have next? Mike Sweeney. Oh, check it out. Cosa Strastra. All right, what do we have? The one, okay. If it's approaching your strike price, which is below your cost, do you roll out or up or both? Fufu, we answered that question. Always take a look at what you paid for it. what you collected, where does it look like it's going, and try to keep the trade as safe as possible. Patrick wants to take a look at Chippy. What the hell is Chippy? Chippy. CHPY. Yield Max Semiconductor Pro Op ETF. It has no option. That's going to be a no. MLI. Mueller Industries. Hell no. Okay, BC Watt. We already looked at Kimberly Clark. Kevin. MPWR. Monolithic Power Systems. Hell no. Dustin. QQI. Hell no. Patrick, we already looked at Chippy. It was a no. Observer. So can you do this with 1,000 to start? Yes, you can. KD. SLV. That's silver. No, that's a commodity, brother. I don't want to do that. Observer. Hard to do calls with $1,000, but you can invest easily with that. Yep, you can. Thank you there, Miss Jane. Patrick, we already looked at Chippy. People's Choice. How are you tonight? Hey, James finds Target. I love Target. Another dividend king. Not this week, it ain't. Hell no. Look at your last 30 days. Okay? Well, I don't know. It depends on how you feel. I'm not too happy about it. 30 days ago, we're at 97. Shoot up to 112. Drop back down to 100. Now we're at 112. That's a 12% increase within the last week. Think about it. Hey, James, the last week she jumped 12%. You think it's going to keep going? I don't think so. Observer, what's the minimum amount of capital that someone can do this with? I'd say $50. My grandson's going to start with $50. Again. Okay, James, second favorite show. Dude, I'm a little unhappy. It used to be the favorite show, but now I've been reduced. Mike Sweeney, if the stock goes against you, but keeps going up, you have eventually let it go, get called away. Absolutely. At some point, it just doesn't make sense to hold on to it anymore. No to Adobe. Yeah, we already looked at Adobe. Terry, TSLL and APLD. TSLL. Okay. Unfortunately, TSLL is dropping. Wait for the bottom. Wait for it to turn around. Okay, what was the other one? TSLL. I can't find the other one. La Roche, CLS. What is CLS? Callista. Interesting. Somehow I think Callista doesn't have any dividends, only because of the size of the premiums. They're huge. Okay, check it out. The top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, sideways. Okay, what happened here? She pulled back here, now she's turning around. It looks like it could be a possibility if you like this company. So look at the last 30 days. That tells you, yeah, doesn't it? 30 days ago, we're at 300. We dropped to 270, shoot to 330, back to 270, up to 355, back to 280. Now we're turning around, going back up again. Okay? Up, down, up. That's basically what it's doing if you like this company. Which the 300s or the 297s are going for $15. That's a crazy number. Enza. How are you, Enza? Callista Inc. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and see if this thing even has dividends. CLS. Callista. Oh, yeah. See, that's why the premiums are so big, because they have no dividends. Yeah, no thank you. Oh, Jelly, how are you? Patrick McLean, we already looked at Chippy. Enza, AT&T, you say, huh? Let's take a look at AT&T. Whoa, why did you do that? Enza, seriously. Okay, no, I'm being totally serious, Enza. Take a look. There's the top, there's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look, up, down, now it's shooting like a rocket. You jumped in at 25.50 right there. Okay? Oh, that's even worse. 26.50. Okay, that baby's ready to take profits. Okay, take a good look, ends up. The bottom was last week, 23. Now it jumped to 27. 23 to 27 is $4. $4 on a $23 stock. Well, that's just shy of 20%. See, from here, that's 20%. And you did it 26.50s. Okay, I'm hoping that works for you. I really am. I would have done that because it looks like it's going to come down. Yeah, I saw that. Dr. Corey, Carnival Cruise Lines, huh? Interesting. Now, we got Carnival Cruise Lines a while ago. Look what happened here. Let's zoom in. What do you think? The last 30 days, we're at 30.50, shoot up to 32, drop to 27.50, up to 33. Look, from here to here, okay, 27 to 33. That's, whoa, losing my balance. 27 to 33 is $6. $6 on a $27 stock, that's close to 25, 26, 27%, something like that. It's a big jump. Do you think it's going to keep going up? Doc, you think it's going to keep going up? It could stop eventually. Observer, Mickey D's, MCD. Oh, wow, take a look at that. What do you think from McDonald's? Like $2.98, okay, $2.98, and shoots up to $3.22. That's $24. So $24 on a $300 stock. What is that, like 7, 8%? Not quite there yet, but it's at a high. Okay? Observer, do you see that? It's at the high. I don't buy anything at the high. That's a time for selling, not buying. Okay, Enza, you told me 3 times. You did a covered call on AT&T at 26.50. We already looked at it. Alan, NNE, what the hell is that? Nano, okay. Nano Nuclear Energy Equity, never heard of them. NNE, let's see how profitable they are. I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance and see what the dividends look like. Oh, imagine that. No dividends. Alan Crouch, you ready? There are no dividends in the selected time period. Okay, Alan? No. Mike Sweeney did that one. Fufu got that one. Mama what? Ethan, as long as you don't take profits for future losses. Ethan, that makes no sense at all. It's not a profit until you take it. Future losses, no idea what that means. Let's keep on going. What else do we have here? It's hacking. Ready to look at Tesla. Qs, Caesar, no. Qs just aren't profitable. Thanks for the information, Richard. Thank you. Ends up, please stop. You told me like 5 or 6 times. I get it. 7 times, 8 times. Enza, stop it, please. Elliot, we already looked at Netflix. Observer, we already looked at McDonald's. Enza, I told you, Enza, please, once is enough. No, BC Watt, I'm not a fan of Vanguard. Okay? Give me a ticker symbol for Vanguard. We'll take a look at it, and I'll tell you why I don't like it. No! Sorry, kiddo. No. I said do not repeat yourself. Yes, I understand you didn't get an answer. The reason you didn't get an answer, Enza, I told you I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras in front of me, which means I got a bunch of questions over there, a bunch of questions right there, a bunch of questions over there, a few questions over there, and a whole bunch of questions down here. I can't answer all the same questions at once, but I do get to every single one before the night's out. Okay? So don't repeat yourself next time. Thank you. Bit 2, we already looked at Pfizer. Hope, H-O-P, never even heard of it. H-O-P-E. Hope Bank Corp Incorporated. Hell no. Hewlett Packard, HPQ. I like Hewlett Packard. Not this week, I don't. Look at this. New bottom of the year, Hewlett Packard. Now, just think of it this way. If you like Hewlett Packard, you cannot buy any lower than the low of the year. And guess what today was? Today is the absolute low of the year for Hewlett Packard. If you like it. Yeah, Enza, I see that. You paid $26.44. I see that. The premium was $27. I see that also. That's awesome. But you bought it at a high. Okay, stocks go up until they're done going up. And we never know when they're done going up. But I like to take a look at the numbers game. If the stock jumps up 10% or more, I don't want to play in that sandbox. It just doesn't work for me. Retarded. What's your thoughts on SLV ETF and an IRA? Well, what's your exit strategy? It's my first time. Enza, I appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. By the way, Enza, don't be too quick to buy something just because it looks good. Always dive deep. I mean, don't get me wrong. AT&T may continue to go up. And you may get called out of it and get your profit and get all your money back and move on to the next one. That would be great. But make sure you keep an eye on it. Make sure, huh? What did you buy it for? What did you sell? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going? Okay? Ask questions. You're doing great. All right, what do we have over here? Ali, we already looked at Micron. Ethan, when buying it, selling options, what's a good premium? It's all so random. Ethan, you're 100% correct. Now, what I'm thinking, hey, Ethan, anytime I sell an option, me personally, I want to make sure I get at least a 1% return. Ali, Delicious Gyros, we already took a look at Micron. Okay? Thank you. Ethan, it depends on the price of the stock. Try to get 1%, how much it costs to buy 100 shares. I'm going to agree with that one. Sorry, Micron Technology. I got that one. Brian, I cannot believe how much Duolingo has dropped. I'm sorry, dude. I never heard of that company. If it's approaching your strike price, which is below the cost, do you roll up? You already asked me that question. Me either. TBH. They had good fundamentals. Well, let's take a look. TBH. Hell no. Dude, it's 40 cents. Nope, I'm not even gonna, nope. Zoe the Husky. Ethan, I just needed a gauge. I'm thinking it depends on the stock. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does depend on the stock. If it costs you $1,000 to buy 100 shares, the premium of $10, yeah, that's 1%, $10. Istania, what's the right combination of the Greeks that makes a weekly option attractive? You know, that's a very interesting question. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the Greeks, but I don't use them. Either the numbers make sense or they don't. Let me give you a quick example. Macy's. Why didn't anybody say anything about Macy's today? Look at it. 30-day high, 30-day bottom, 3 days up. You can't ask for better than that. All right, so Estonia, you ready? 30 days ago, we're at 22. We shoot up to 24. We drop down to 1950. Now we're back at 21.23. 30-day high, your profit taken. Now she turns around, goes back up again. Look at all the space we have to go. There's not a single Greek that is going to tell me that right there. Also, the current price, 21.23, the closest strike price would be the 21.50. There are no Greeks that tell me that either. The 21.50 is right here. Okay, so if I buy the stock at the current price, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at almost the exact same price, I'm making 49 cents. There are no Greeks that tell me that either. I don't use the Greeks because they have nothing to do with what I'm doing. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. But just to show you, the 21.23, the 21.50 has a Greek of 45 delta, 24 gamma, -3 theta, and a 0.01 vega. I have no idea what that has to do with the fact that this is the purchase price, that's the strike price, this is the premium. All these Greeks got nothing to do with it. So you may like them, and don't get me wrong, they're good for what they do. But for what I do, they're totally irrelevant. Same thing with the Fibonacci, same thing with the RSI index, same thing with the MACD. All that has nothing to do with what we're doing. So it's a good question. Don't get me wrong, it's a great question. But not for the covered call. For the covered call, that doesn't really make sense. Yes, Enza, I saw that it went up. But Enza, it's your first one. Take the profit. Take the win. It's not a suggestion. It's just it's not a profit until you take it, Enza. Okay, Kevin, we already did OKLO. We already did that one. Alan, we already looked at NNE. Dr. Corey, we already did CCL. Colin, good evening to you too. Thank you. Kenray, you didn't save KMB? No, I didn't think it would work. KMB. The 101. We didn't save KMB. We should have. The 101s. All right, let's get out of there. The 101s. Right there. Let's save the 101s. And there we go. I forgot what the numbers were. By one covered call, Kimberly Clark, 13 February, that's next Friday. The 101 call option, 200 is the profit, 9,900 is the investment. That ought to be a good number. I'm thinking somewhere around 2%. What do you think? A little over 2%? Right off the top of my head. Here we go. Profit, 200 bucks. Investment, 9,900. Grand total of 2%. Not bad. I've been doing it for a while. That's probably why. Here we go. Let's save this one. Kimberly Clark. Yay! That's number 5. That's it for the evening. That's 5. Come on. There it is. By one covered call, Kimberly Clark, KMB. 13 February 26. That means this option is going to expire at 3:59 p.m. next Friday. The 101 call option. The stock is currently at 97.91. Okay. Profit, 200 bucks. Investment, 9,900. It's a 2% return. Now think of it this way. My goal is a 1% return every single week. That's 1% a week. That's 52 weeks in a year. That's over 50%. That's my goal. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. That's my strategy. That's what I'm looking for. In 2008, my 9-year-old daughter says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? My 9-year-old daughter says, Daddy, can you teach me? Most adults don't even understand this. So how am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. So for my 9-year-old, there's 5 simple rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand or you do not want to hold on to. If you don't understand it, you don't want to hold on to it, don't buy it. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is even easier. Never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game, and that's exactly what it is. Never sell at a loss. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, me personally, I like 2 decades. That's 20 years. Not 2 weeks, not 2 months, not 22 decades. 20 years of consistent profits. Now, the stock market's been around for over 400 years, so I don't think 20 years is that big of a deal. All right, because there are plenty of them out there. Rule number 4, weekly options only. The name of the show is Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow, which means if I want weekly cash, I'm going to have to sell something on a weekly basis. So you got 2 choices. Find something that trades on a weekly basis, weekly options, or sit in front of your computer looking at charts all day long. I got no desire to do that whatsoever. Rule number 5. Make sure all the numbers work. And there it is. That is number 5. So what do we have today? Today we have Kimberly Clark, D.H. Horton, SBUX, NBIS, Hertz. That's the 5 for today. Yay! Next. All right, Alan, we already looked at NNE. It was a no. Disfat Bridge, new to investing. What dividend stocks for long-term growth should I invest? Okay, so Disfat Bridge, couple of things. Number 1, you have to define what you mean by long-term. For me, long-term is 30 days. 4 weeks. That's long-term for me. Okay, number 2, I don't really give advice, but you could start by looking at the dividend kings, the dividend aristocrats, the dividend champions, the dividend contenders, and if you like what old Warren's doing, take a look what's on his list. Not saying that you're going to be successful at it, I'm just saying that's the place to start. Because every single one of those companies I told you has at least 10 years, bare minimum, 10 years of consecutive profits, all the way up to 5 decades. There's a couple of companies that have 50, 60, 70 years of increased profits. Why the hell not? You know what I mean? All right. You like that lemonade? Ethan, can you clarify buy to close and sell to open on the puts and calls? Whew, that's a good one, Ethan. Sit tight for a second. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of this and get rid of this. All righty. So, Ethan, are you ready? See if you can follow this. Ethan, listen closely. When you're buying and selling stocks, options, or whatever, doesn't matter what it is, there's 3 things to every equation. 3 to every equation, A, B, C. All right? Now, the interesting thing about the stock market, you can do them in any order, but you have to do all 3 to complete an order. So anytime you buy or sell something, you have to do A, B, C. You have to fill them in, or you can't move on to the next. Here we go. You have to buy, you have to sell, and then you have your profit. A is buy, B is sell, C is profit. Okay? Now, the interesting thing with the stock market is you can do them in almost any order you want. You can sell first and buy later. So anytime you buy or sell, Ethan, you ready? Anytime you buy or sell, when you walk, it's kind of like, picture this, you're walking into the store, all right? You're walking into the stock market, and you say, you know what? I think I want to buy those. So if you're starting off buying something, you're buying to open a position. Now you bought something to open the position. That's A. Now you got to sell it. And when you sell to close the position. Okay? A, buy to open. B, close to sell, or sell to close. And C would be the profit or the loss, whichever one it is. Now you can look at backwards. You can you can sell to open, and you can buy to close, and then you'll have a profit or a loss, which will be the C. Okay? So this time you did B, A to get to C. So anytime you do any order, any trade, the beginning is the opening. The ending is the closing. So whether you buy to open or sell to open, that's opening the position. Now you got to do B and C. So whether you buy to open or whether you sell to open, you do the opposite to close it. So whether it's a put, whether it's a call, whether it's a stock, whether it's a future, it's always the same. You're opening a position, and then you're going to close the position eventually, and then see the profit or loss will come in afterwards. So whether it's a put or a call, it doesn't really matter. You can sell a put to open, but then you have to buy it to close. Okay? You can buy a put to open, but then you got to sell it to close. Same thing with the calls. You can buy a call to open, but then you got to sell it to close. A, B, C, B, A, C. It's always the same. It's always three positions, or always three numbers you're looking for. You're entering, you're exiting, and you get your profit or your loss. Okay, so either selling to open or buying to open, and then you sell to close or buy to close, and then just C follows automatically. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's keep going. We got 12 minutes left. Yay! But don't you get caught up on Greeks? No, I don't. I don't pay attention to them. I only pay attention to the Greeks when it's time to pay attention to the Greeks. For the most part, for what I'm doing and what I'm teaching here, the Greeks got nothing to do with it. Drew, what did you do to your face? Drew, think about it. It's one of those little doohickeys on the computer. I said, let's give that a try. How do I look with that? Okay. Alrighty then. Answers all those questions. Yeah. Enza, I saw that. I saw the whole thing. You bought it for a certain price. You sold the covered call for $26.50. Okay? So just keep your eye on it. What did you buy it for? What did you sell? What did you collect? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going, and what should I do next? If you want, Enza, drop me your phone number. I'll give you a buzz. Okay? Kevin, we already looked at KMB. Angry Andrew. Andrew, why are you so angry, dude? It's a wonderful day. Ooh, Kelby wants to take a look at Hormel. HRL. HRL. Hormel. Interesting. 2462. All right, well, let's check it out. All right, here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Sideways, down, up. Okay. 2462, the 2450s are going for 45. But, who came up with Hormel? Kelby, look at this. At the money, nice premium. One strike out of the money, it's okay. Two strikes out of the money, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay? So if you buy Hormel and it goes down just a little bit, you're not going to collect anything. I try to stay away from stocks that have a bunch of zeros Because if it dips, you can't sell a strike against it that's going to be halfway decent without putting yourself at a risk. KB, thank you for that, Dr. Hev. D.R. Horton was founded in 1978 by Donald R. Horton. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong about that. I thought D.R. Horton was, I thought that was a dividend king. I guess not. What's he talking about now? Okay, what company just got on? Hormel. Okay, Dev, CLS. We're looking at CLS. It was a no. Savvy Chick, good evening. Strong Vision, can you start the list you collected? Can you, can you share? Yeah, hold on a second. There they are right there. Michael Jean, thank you for that. Oh, all done there. Uh-oh, JLB and Kazik wants to take a look at IREN. IREN. IREN Limited. Okay. Something tells me this thing doesn't have dividends. Okay? Now, the reason why it tells me it doesn't have dividends, yep, you can't see it. Something tells me it doesn't have dividends because of the size of the premiums. They're huge. Look, it's $5, $5, $4, $3. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strikes out of the money and still get 6%. That's 6 strikes out of the money. This thing, no way this thing has dividends. Not with that. Let's take a look. IREN. Now, there's a reason why I only do dividend stocks. Yep, just what I thought. There are no dividends in this time period. So, you guys, if you want to buy IREN, great. But when it goes down below what you paid for it, what are you collecting? If it's not giving you a portion of the profits, and if it's not giving you a portion of the profits, how do you know when to buy it? Because I like dividend stocks specifically for this reason. Okay, this is an EX dividend calendar. It's just like your regular calendar, but it tells me when a stock is getting ready to pay a dividend. All these little green dots. Okay, all those green dots represents companies that have been profitable for at least 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. So every one of these companies, Aflac, Stanley Black & Decker, Johnson & Johnson, International Papers, Archer Daniel Midland, Visa, IBM, Apple, Citigroup, Nokia, MetLife, Lennar, ExxonMobil, Target, PPG, Capital One Finance, Microsoft, T-Mobile. I could keep going on and on. You probably heard of all of them. They're all been consistently profitable for 25 years. That should be exciting. 25 years is a long time to be consistently profitable. But the reason why I like dividend stocks is because wherever the dividend is, the stock has a tendency to go up in value just before the dividend is paid. That's why I do dividend stocks, not the other ones. All right, let's sit down. We got a couple of minutes left. Let's get some of these questions out of the way. All right, Juan, we already did TSLL earlier. IREN, we already said no. Chipster, ask me tomorrow. Luis, we did PayPal already. Load flow dispatch, what's happening? You like those glasses, dude? I thought that was pretty cool. ISRG, Johnny boy, what is that? ISRG? I heard of that, but I don't think I've ever traded it. ISRG. Intuitive Surgical. Interesting. They don't have, I don't think they have dividends either, but look at this. Dropping like a rock. Yeah. Johnny, if you really like this, okay? It goes from 600, now we're down to 470, 78. Okay, 600 to 478. That's 100. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's 122 bucks. That thing just dropped 122 bucks, John. That's a big drop. If you really like it, wait for the bottom to show up, then jump in. What's your thoughts on SLV and a Roth? If you like it, I mean, I don't have a Roth. Hi, when you do your system in that stock is going to have earnings that week, do you do a covered call? Absolutely. See, I've seen positive earnings reports and the stocks go down. Harley Davidson had a great earnings report once and the stock went down. Then I've seen terrible quarterly reports and the stock goes up. So they're not foolproof. You know, just because it says it doesn't mean it's going to do that. Terry, APLD. I knew there was one I was forgetting. APLD. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Check it out. Who came up with APLD? Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. It's at 36.70. The 37 is going for 257. Yeah, this thing doesn't have dividends. It's there, but don't have dividends. Okay, Mimi Island. Hey, I got a text message from you earlier today. Thank you for that. I don't do ORCL because it doesn't have weekly options. Mark, Dollar Tree, ask me tomorrow. We got 3 minutes until 11, so let me get to the last of these questions. It's hacking. Yeah, we looked at Tesla already. What's your opinion? I already gave you my opinion on that. I don't mind helping out. Okay, with moderating. Thanks, Dev. Boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, 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 boom. Ah. All right. Dev, you are officially a moderator on YouTube. Anybody ask stupid questions or silly stuff, just get rid of them. See, Up Down's doing a great job. He really is. Thank you, Greg. Dev, if you want, drop me a number. I'll give you a buzz. We can chat, you know, because you two guys are here all the time. I appreciate it a lot. You save me so much time and effort, and some of the questions are just silly. I understand you're learning while you're doing it. I think it's great. Keep at it, and I hope you guys are doing good financially, too. I hope it's working out for you. But I do appreciate all you do. Okay? Thank you, guys. All right, so what other questions do we have over here? No, I don't think so. Passport Eric, what's going on? I appreciate it, Dev. I'm multitasking sometimes, and I might miss. Ask James, that would be helpful. Yep. I've already subscribed to your channel. What are the investment options, and where can I do it? Ooh, George. You know what, George? Here's an idea, George. Okay? Now, I tell people this all the time. If you want to have a conversation with me, one-on-one, you know, where you actually ask questions, I can answer back and forth. Just drop me your phone number. You're on YouTube. So my phone number is actually on the channel you guys are on. So if you dig deep enough on the YouTube channel, you find my phone number, just send me a text. Don't try calling because I have a spam blocker. Like nobody can call me because unless I save you to my contact list. But yeah, send me a text or DM me your number and I'll give you a call myself. Okay, Mimi Islands. I don't do ORCL. Okay, it's a monthly option. Monthly options just don't pay the same. And it's very challenging. It's hard enough to try to figure out where a stock's going to be in 5 days. Trying to figure out where a stock's going to be in 30 days is even more difficult, more challenging. I just don't do it because it's not financially feasible for me. Okay? But I do appreciate the interaction, Mimi, and I did send you a text. Iron Kozik, we already saw it. Musa, good evening. Passport Eric, how are you? The Chipster. Yeah, let's take a look at Lowe's tomorrow. I love Lowe's. What are you wearing? Oh, did you like that? It's one of those effects thing. I just figured out, yeah, hey, I was pressing buttons because I hit the wrong button, and it's like, oh, wow, that's cool. Let's leave that there. You don't like that? Isn't that becoming? Here, let me adjust my glasses. Anyway, thank you for all your insight. Good night. Have a healthy B day tomorrow. Yep. I mentioned that after I realized it. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. Owen, I'm extremely new. What's a dividend? Holy shit. Did you hear that? What's a dividend? All right, Owen, don't feel bad. We all asked that question at some point in time. I remember I asked it at one time because at one time I didn't know what it was. All right, Owen, here we go. You ready? Give me your money. I will give you a portion of my profits. That's what a dividend is. You invest your money into my company and I'll give you a portion of my profits. That's what a dividend is. If the company is consistently profitable, the dividend will get higher and higher and higher. If the company starts losing money, the profits start dropping. So do the dividends. They get lower and lower and lower. That's why I only do companies that have increasing dividends for at least 2 decades. That's 20 years. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Yeah, see, Nephilim gave you the answer. A dividend is a portion of the corporate's profits they give back to the stockholders. That's us. When we buy and sell the stock, we become stockholders. George, all righty, way to go. Always here to help. You're doing great on your own. Yep, he is. Thoughts on S&P 500. Can you teach me a bit about it? Yeah, stay away from it. See, I can't tell you what to do. I only tell you what I do, and I stay away from the S&P 500. The reason being, okay, it's not equally spread out. You got 7 or 8 companies that make up the massive amount of the S&P 500. It's not the average of all 500 companies. Okay, it's weighted to those that have the higher volume and people buying. So you take a look at the number one stock that they're trading around, NVIDIA. Take a good look at the numbers. What's the book value? What is the revenue per share? What are the actual numbers? What's the dividend? And how often has that dividend increased? And is it enough to be enticing? Well, for $200 for the stock, they're only paying a 1 penny dividend. What the hell? That's 0.03%. 0.03%. So take a good look at the numbers. Okay, I don't do the S&P 500 because it's not equally distributed. Okay, so it's not company 1 and company 500. They're weighed about the same. No, they go by how many shares are being traded. And that's got nothing to do whether the company's profitable or not. What has to do if the company's profitable or not is, are they increasing their profits? Is the stock price going higher and higher? Okay? Is their market share increasing or is it decreasing? See, I don't, no. Anyway. Corey, we already did Target. DB, we already did Apple. We already did it, dude. What are the 4 stocks for the day? I missed a few of them. Okay, Passport, Eric, sit tight. Before I go, I'll bring them back up on the board again. Hertz was one of them, yep. Are all your plays to the long side? My idea alongside is, 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, I don't do shorts, okay? Hi, there any thoughts about Lululemon? Okay, let me ask you a question. Has Lululemon been in business for 2 decades? And have they consistently increased their profits for 2 decades? The answer is no. Let's just say I'm swinging DRI. Okay, James. How long should I hold Darden Restaurants? Now, James, I can't tell you when to buy and when to sell, okay? You have to figure out what works for you. What I'm showing you here is what works for me. Whether or not you want to copy it, that's a you thing, Okay, you want me to take a look at DRI? Well, yeah, I'll look at it tomorrow, but not tonight because, you know, it's past 11. I'm usually done at 11. But I'm looking for companies that are consistently profitable. And I always look at the chart to tell me when's the right time to buy. Because stocks don't just go up. They go up, and then they go down. And then they go up, and then they go... It's like a roller coaster. When you get on the roller coaster, you know there's going to be inclines, and you know there are going to be dips. So when do you want to get in, and when do you want to get out? Big Mac Attack. Do you believe in buying back when you're at 50%? You mean dollar cost averaging? I love dollar cost averaging if it's applicable. James Kelly, hi. Okay, DRI. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Do you think Roth IRS is better than the ISA? Now, I'm going to assume you're talking about a Roth IRA, or as opposed to a ISA. Remind me what an ISA is. I mean, I don't want to be oblivious, but, you know, what is ISA? Okay, a high interest savings account? I don't know, ISA. Jamil, good evening. Analyze DHI. We'll do it tomorrow. We're past 11 o'clock. I'm just answering questions. What's a position? Uh-oh. Question mark. Thank you. Chart DRI. Tell me what you see. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, I got a bunch of free... Okay. DRI. You ready? Here we go. All right. You ready? Here it is. High, low, was it? Up, down, up. Monthly. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. There you go. There's your answer. I don't do monthly options. Just not worth my effort. Sorry, James. Weekly options only. I don't do monthly options. The numbers just don't work in my favor. So no, I just don't do them. Hello from Delaware. How do you feel about leaps? I love leaps. Fry Oil, how are you? Oh, Bill McFarlane, how you doing? Ooh, 67 Fairlane, gotta love it. All right, here we go. Alex, hi. Thanks, Dev. Good night. See you tomorrow. Why can't you reply? Because you're not the only person here. Okay, I got one screen here, 6 screens up there. Okay, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that you're one in about 2,000 or 3,000 people asking for questions. Now, you may think I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I live stream on 9 different channels. 9. Anywhere between 5,000 and 20,000 or 30,000 people will come through here every night asking questions. I can't get to all of them. Ask a question, I'll answer it as best I can when I get to it. Have a good night, Dev. SPY is my bread and butter. Well, okay, I don't like SPY. It's not consistently profitable. Check out the dividends. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Sorry, I only like to invest in something that is consistently profitable. SPY is not. Go long SPY. If you don't know nothing of investing, you'll be fine. Just one man's opinion. Okay. Hold on a second. One man's opinion, SPY. SPY. What's your number one stock? It'll have to be Macy's. Macy's is my number one. All right, so who came up with this? I'm still here. I'm just saying good night. All right, got it. So thank you. You're welcome. All right. Now is time. You ready? Now is time. All right, here we go. State Street SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust. SPY. That's what you like. SPY. All right, well, let's see how wonderful this is. You ready? Let's go back and look at 20 years of dividends and see what they look like. So 20 years ago would be 2006. Okay, let's go all the way back to 2006. You ready? All right, there it is right there, right there. 2006, March 17th. Okay, you ready? Count with me so you can actually see the historical performance on these stock, on this SPY that you like so much. Okay, let's check it out. Are you ready? September 16th, oh sorry, March 17th, 2006. There it is. 51.9. That's the very first one. 20 years ago. 51.9. 55 higher. 57 higher. 79 higher. 55 lower. Explain to me in a manner which I'll understand why you think a 20% drop from 79 to 55, why do you think that's good? That's a 20% drop, dude. 20% drop. No, it's not good. Let's keep going because it actually gets worse. All right. 55. 65, higher, 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 lower. Did you see that? Higher, higher, lower. Something about getting $1,000 a week is great, but 1,000, 1,000, 1,800, wait a second, that's a 20% drop. That doesn't make me happy. So you're saying higher, okay, higher, 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 lower. Higher, 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 lower, lower, lower. It gets worse. It really does. Stick with me because we're only on 2009. Okay. 59. 48. Lower. Higher, 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 lower. Higher, lower. Higher, lower. Higher, higher. Well, let's keep on going. Higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower. Do you see where I'm going with this? You seem to like it. Nothing wrong with you liking it whatsoever. But don't tell me it's a good investment because when the profits go up, that's great. That's awesome. But when they go down, that's horrible. Let me show you what I'm looking for. Okay, MSFT. Right? This is what I'm looking for. This is what I consider consistency of profitability. Let's go all the way back to 2006. Okay? 2006. Okay? You ready? 9, 2007, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83, 91. Did you notice every single year the profit got higher, 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 higher? It's called a dividend aristocrat, a dividend champion, a dividend contender, consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. You like SPY? Hey, more power to you. I'm just telling you, it's not consistently profitable. So why the hell would you give advice to tell someone to buy something and you'll be just fine? Because you won't be fine if it goes down. And SPY does go down. And it does go up, down, up, down. You want to see what's even worse? Check this out. You're going to love this one. SPY. Okay, we're going to look at something else on SPY. Right there, see? SPY. Now we're going to come over here and look at the summary. Because we want to see detailed financial information on SPY. Here it is right there. Okay? Are you ready for this? The yield for SPY. The yield by taking all the dividends, adding them all up, and then dividing it by the purchase price. That gives you the rate of return or the yield. Same thing. 1.07 for the year. 1.07 for the year. And you think that's good? I'm looking at 1% a week. You're looking at 1% for the year. Anyway, I'm done. It's past 11. You guys have a great night. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Out of here. See you guys in the morning. You guys have a great night. And you guys have a great night. Stop broadcast. There we go. Down here, you guys have a great night. What is your max stop loss? Okay, I don't have a max stop loss. I don't have any stop loss. I got rule number 1 and rule number 2. Are you ready? Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold on to long term. Okay? Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Everything you buy is going to go down. Everything you buy is going to go up. You just have to know when to buy it. Okay? Are you buying it before it goes up? Or are you buying it after it goes up? And you guys have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Dev, see you tomorrow, bro.